I don't know. Sorry about that, YouTube world. My mic was off. What up, Tyreek? He said, "Did you find them dragons yet?" Man, I might have to get on it one day. I'll be hyper focused. Let me look at the TikToks. TikTok folks, what's happening? We got your core goods up in here. What's happening with your core goods? See, I love the fact that you go by your core goods. It shows me that you care about history and you care about not erasing history. And that's gonna be real integral for what we talk about today. What's up, Soul Food? What's up, Devontae? What's up? Everybody coming up in here. Let's see if I miss anybody in the chat. Uh well, appreciate the Heart Me's, Chikora and Yoni. Yeah, come on in. Now we're gonna be going into some games. In fact, let me pull up some of this good game that we're gonna go into. In fact, I got a new iPad, which your boy went from 256 gigabytes of memory that was getting full to now a terabyte, 4 times the capacity. But I can't use it. Well, let's see. I want to use it. I've been saving some new shit on there, but it transferred all of my photos over, all my receipts, and luckily I got the albums and everything else. But right now, when I go to search, even through my new phone, when I go to search for these actual things, it's only searching through my newest screenshots and shit, and so it's not even allowing me so far to search through all my old documents. So I'm gonna be switching through iPads here as we talk about some of the newer shit that we're gonna talk about today. Or I ain't gonna switch. I'm gonna just send it from this iPad to that iPad. I don't know why I'm saying I'm gonna do that. But yeah, you said yep. Used to be Kataba, but I'm more than that. See, and I love that. What's up, Ron Rashad? And see, that's what's so important is the history and not having it erased, because that's what people want is for erasure. And these BANs like Prophet and Chief Natural, who I just got off of a live stream with some FBAs, and the FBAs didn't really have a problem with the information that I showed. Actually, let me pull up the receipt that I showed here, y'all, and we're gonna talk about some things as we get into this. And tag Profit. If anybody can share the live stream with Profit Originate and share the live stream with Chief Natural. Tell the BANs to get their ASSs up in here so we can have an actual debate, because they're lying on Chief Warhorse's name. They said Chief Warhorse, they said Pierre Juzin was a Siberian American, said he was a Siberian. She ain't never said she had Siberians in her family and her genealogy. And they tried to go off of look or ship through a photo. We're going to look at that photo. We're also going to look at words of what actually she said about who he was and how black her family is and how her mix is only one European, which was Pierre Juzin, which was Pierre Juzin. In fact, I think the person she showed was not Pierre Juzin. I think that was Push Mataha. So I'm gonna have to double check. Well, we gonna get it. But the thing is, we don't want to lose that information, right? That's why when you did your genealogy, you saw that Chikora was the original name for South Carolina. You was like, oh shit, I fuck with the Chikora more so than I do the name, right? And then we look further into the names of the original tribes that got changed or they got put up under an actual nation, which these bitch BANs acted like they didn't know what that meant on that panel. They were like, "What is a Seminole?" He said, He was like, "These tribes aren't even real tribes." And there, I said, "Yeah, no, yeah, like the Creek is not a. I mean, Creek is a nation of." I said that's where you're wrong. See, Creek is not a tribe. Creek is a nation. Cherokee is a nation. There's tribes in the Creek Nation. What tribes are those? We're gonna pull that up so we can show sources, because these BANs don't show no goddamn sources. What's up with your adventure of a goddess? I'm gonna cook for a little bit second, and I'm gonna get at all y'all actually that's coming up in here. So what we want to make sure is that we don't want to have this erasure done. So we care about. I was saying Creek is the name of the nation. It's called the Creek Nation. When you pull up, let's just do it. Let's just do this while I'm goddamn talking, because one thing we gonna do over here is motherfucking sources every time. And you know what? Hold on, y'all. There's not too many of y'all in here right now, but I want y'all to throw a one in the chat if I'm lying or not. Yeah, well, no, throw the one in the chat if I'm real, and throw a two in the chat if I'm lying. But what I'm about to say is, when I said on their panel, I said, because they started to say, "Hey, there's these Indians up there. They're always keeping up mess and drama. They run panels and just to keep up mess and drama." I said, I've never run panels just for. I said I don't even run panels. I said everybody knows me. They know that I only teach on my live streams. Every once in a blue moon, I'll let a troll like give me 5 or somebody in, and then I'll shoot their ass on back to the teaching. It's 2 to 3 to 4 hours of full goddamn sources, teaching, not and nonstop. Y'all know me, right? Y'all know me. I don't fucking stop with the goddamn motherfucking shit. We go on and on and on. Around the 2 to 3 hour mark, a little, I might get a little winded, get a little tired. But what I say by that is, when I sat here which is funny, when I sat there yesterday, because some of y'all be going up on Chief Natural's live stream, which is fine. And I don't know you're on there, so I may click on you, and all of a sudden I'm in Chief Natural's live stream. I never stay in there longer than 45 seconds to an hour. To a minute and a half. Never. Okay. But over the past week, I was in there for about a 45 seconds to a minute and a half, maybe 2 to 3 minutes. But like, when I tell you how slow they were moving, he was having somebody else read, and he kept stopping her, and he was moving slow. He had all this stuff, bio book, all in the corner. You spending all this time on PNGs, swinging around and shit, and all this other bullshit instead of actual information. You got somebody else reading because your fat ass can't read too well, especially you're drunk. So a lot of times you can't really read too well. So you have other people read, and then you sit here with your drunk self and try to come up with your little conjecture about what she read. I don't do that type of shit over here. I do nothing but sources in this bitch, and I got a source for everything that I got to say. So I don't know who the hell these people thought they was talking to on the motherfucking panel, but I'm trying to keep it a little bit somewhat clean, because at the same time I want the algorithm to keep on pumping, because I want as many people to come up in this bitch as possible, because I want people to see. I want people to tag Profit, tag and share this with goddamn Chief Natural. Tell them to come on in. You won't be muted. You won't be blocked. We can have a conversation. But what we gonna do over here, I'm gonna show sources. You ain't gotta show it. Hold on, let me tell y'all too what they did. Now, I had showed 1 or 2 sources, and then I couldn't show a lot because I wasn't in front of my iPad. They was throwing out all kind of lies. Oh, Samuel's trying to tie us back to Siberians. I'm almost 100% sure I'm the nigga that found that the motherfuckers coming over here to the mission schools were coming from all kind of places, like the Malaysians, the Bengalis, the island of Timor. I'm pretty sure I found that. I'm pretty sure I found shit manifest full of goddamn Chinese, goddamn Hong Kong Japanese, goddamn Filipinos, and everybody else coming in on the West Coast. I'm pretty sure I found tons of books talking about who the original people was, and ain't got shit to do with a goddamn Barry Straight. I'm pretty sure I'm the nigga that also made videos about disproving the Barry goddamn Straight with sources from YT folks at Oklahoma University saying it's a goddamn lie. Who the fuck said anything about me tying anybody to a goddamn Siberian Indian? Tag a bitch, nigga. Whoever said I tied anybody to a damn Siberian, you must ain't heard Samuel Haliko's motherfucking research or live streams. You must ain't never seen a brother. In fact, I know what it is. You're a liar. Both of y'all are just straight be-made liars. Okay, I'm gonna go in harder on the motherfucking shit here pretty soon. Said Cook, man. What up, Gitchy boy? Said never heard you say that. I don't know what you're talking about. I forgot what I said. Oh yeah, never heard me say anything about Siberia. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. All the videos, and then on top of that, gonna sit here and say I run panels of nothing but I said, sir, I simulcast my panels on 4 different platforms. I can prove you wrong on 4 different platforms by going through video to video, showing I never even invite anybody up. In most of my live streams, almost nobody comes up, or once or a few times here and there. In most cases, y'all just want the game. In many cases, when people do come up, they interrupt it so much that y'all tell me to get back to the game. And that's the kind of people I got. That's the kind of people we are. We care about what we gonna find. We care about our ancestors. We care about the truth. We care about erasure. We care about all of that, and we not gonna falter to anybody. I don't give a damn what you want to call yourself, but what you're not gonna do, what you're not gonna do is mess up with the history. Now, let me say this: I didn't go up on the panel to disprove FBAs to do anything. To be honest, it was Brian's panel. And I went up there in order to Ja was up there, and I guess I kind of came in late, and she was talking about and I'm gonna end up getting something tonight. I don't know, man. Like I'm supposed to be going somewhere at 8 o'clock. And I'm like, man, I don't even know if I want to go over there right now. She might have to wait. Okay. And this you got bitch ass niggas like Simon coming in here. Don't let me come talk. I'm gonna clown you. You looking like a bird. Simon, show your face for once. I really hope you show your face one time. Please show your face one time, because the only person that is this vocal who acts like he knows so much shit that gets on everybody's panel and everybody follows him without no proof or paperwork, and he never shows his face with his dumb ass talking points and his over talking ass motherfucking demeanor and his never can in the motherfucking land a plane ass nigga. Want to tell me, nigga, I ain't got a problem with what you think about me. I can hold up. I ain't got a problem showing somebody here saying, hey, come through tonight at 8 o'clock. I ain't got a problem with showing another one that came through the other day. They don't have a problem knowing about it. Do you think I give a fuck about what a Simon thinks about my looks? I don't give a fuck. Bird looking nigga, all you want to, show your fucking face. I ain't never seen you with no women. I ain't never seen you or no women around you or no women in your background or no women talk. In fact, you'll be on a live stream so much, I'm starting to question if you got anything going. I had to cook. Niggas think I give a fuck. Appreciate that, Pen. Niggas think I give a fuck about what you think about me. Show yourself. Bitch, nigga, show yourself. Why do y'all follow Simon? FBAs? You've never seen this nigga. You've never seen the face. You've never seen a Freeman document from this bitch ass nigga. You've never seen shit, but heard this nigga never stop talking for hours. That's all you heard about this nigga Simon. And talk shit about it. Yeah, and have metaphors for days. Yeah, it's just like the curtains. If you never earn the curtains, the wrinkles will never come out. You know, like Black Americans. You know, like, nigga, what does this got to do with anything that's going on, nigga? No, we ain't asked for a goddamn rapper to come, a failed rapper or something, to come in this bitch with metaphors and similes, bitch. We are looking for facts today. We are looking for information, and we care about erasure more so than anything, and I will go against any bitch nigga from any side of the mountains, any side of this land. I don't give a fuck if you call yourself Indian or not. I want to deny Africanism and all that and act like, because y'all want to hang with the FBAs. I don't give a damn. That's you. That ain't us. And in fact, it makes me want to go harder. These niggas said, what? I ain't doing nothing. First of all, these niggas said, I ain't doing nothing. I ain't doing nothing but teaching on the internet. My teaching got Chief Sekou and people to start looking at me and ask me to do a book. They didn't ask. And later on, Prophet was like, I'm enrolled in the tribe. I'm in the Yamanshi tribe. How come he didn't ask you to write the book, bitch? Well, then how come he didn't ask you? That don't make no sense. I'm not working. Let's get these documentaries on motherfucking board. Boy, I'm about ready to do so much motherfucking work. You talk about erasure, it's going to be impossible to erase us after I put so much work into this shit. After I start putting so much of these motherfucking documentaries on these mainstream platforms, bitch niggas, there will never be any more erasure. Let me calm myself down. Tag Prophet, share the shit with Chief, bitch natural. What's up, y'all? Let me read what y'all been saying. Let me read what y'all been saying. Hold on. Let me scroll up. I'm gonna scroll up. See, I come here for lessons. Exactly. That's facts. Bob Marley. Somebody said Bob Marley. You not indigenous. Who is this? Who is that? Oh, that ain't nobody. Ain't nobody. You just get blocked. I ain't even got time for you. He has his locks. He looks like Bob Marley. That's about as far as I can think. I don't know any other niggas with locks that's light skinned. So Marley, stupid niggas. These niggas got the most simplest as comments, simplest as motherfucking jokes. And don't you so? I wish Simon would show his face one time. It's got to be a whole lot of ugly on that motherfucker for you to never show your face. I'm confident to get on this bitch every day in 6K, but it gets, it was whittled down to 720p, but I started paying monthly, so your boy's on 1080p now on my restream. But I ain't got a problem with getting on this bitch in 6K downstream to 1080p and let you bitch ass niggas know what the truth is on what's going on. What did it say? Hold on, y'all. They done remove my live stream access from TikTok. Hold on, y'all. Damn, man, they talking about for 3 days. What is that? 22nd? Let me appeal. Hold up, let me appeal. We're still gonna keep it going on the other streams because some of my TikTok folks are just gonna end up going over to the other ones. Hold up, y'all. All right, let me come over on this side. So, yeah, hopefully we get some of the folks coming on over this side to the Twitter side and to the. Let me look on my YouTube. YouTube we got 19. Let me see what Twitter's doing. My TikTok just got banned basically. These niggas is soft. Hold on, y'all. Let me look on my Twitter real quick. I want to see if people are starting to flow that way real quick. Damn, it's not even showing on my Twitter. Why ain't even it's not even showing on like I'm live on Twitter. And you know what it did this last time? What's going on? What's going on? Now YouTube, I'm up. That's wild. That's fucked up. Why is it not doing it? That's wild. That's wild, y'all. Okay, it's starting to increase on YouTube. It's right now, it's just YouTube. Twitter's not even my Twitter's not even simulcast. And I'm not it's not because of this that just happened. I know that last time I streamed, I noticed that it didn't come over for whatever reason. So all right, so we still gonna get into this game. But that's what they do. That's what they do. They're too scared to come over. So they probably joined the live stream and started report, bully harassment. Could have been the cuss words I said. I said quite a few cuss words, but I've said quite a few cuss words in the past and it never really got the ban. So I almost want to try to fix this Twitter, but I could keep y'all going over here. It just sucks because other than that, it's on YouTube and Facebook and Twitter. I would get more, and most people usually go over there too. Let me see. Hold on. Let me try this. See, it says view on X. No, it shows. Hold up. Hold up. In a sense, it's showing me live, but when I'm in the app, I'm not seeing it under myself. I don't know if I'm on this. Hold on, let me switch over to. All right, I'm gonna get off of here in a second. We're gonna get to some game, but let me just switch and see if I can see it. Well, hold on, let me click on it on here. It's there. It says 0 views, and see, it's like it's hidden. It's like it's hidden. Yeah, it's like it's hidden right now. Um, sorry, y'all. We gonna sit there and erase the townships too, bro. That is up in Gibb stations. Uh, the townships up in Gibb station, and that's what it is. It's starting to increase a little bit. I think some people are starting to. Let me just double check my what you call it over here. Dang, that's whack. And I'm gonna tell y'all what I'm about to do though. The boy's about to go hard and go live every day after I get this appeal. Your boy is gonna be going live every single day, damn near every day, at least for the rest of this month. Typically, I'm gonna and maybe we'll see. I might even keep it. One thing I don't want to do though is have y'all coming in just to be going live. I don't like to go live just to be going. Let me pull in my camera here, my extra my iPad. I don't like going live just to be going live, you know, because I gotta be able to teach y'all. I want to be here on this platform so I can teach you. But there's gonna be conflict at times. There's always gonna especially with some of these folks. Now, for some of y'all on the YouTube side of the game, you may not know what's going on, but it's like there's these people who were TikTok pretty well known in the community over there. Uh, and one of them, we knew his under, like you got a main screen name that everybody sees. We saw it as Prophet, but his other little smaller screen name, it was Soulaan King or some shit like that. King Soulaan. But I guess I never saw it, and most of us did. And so the whole time for months, he had been around the community. Uh, it's not that I'm for it or I'm against the Soulan like that, but anything that ties, I don't know. To be honest, I don't want any kind of reclassification. But you don't really hear me talk about Soulan much because I don't really see them having I don't listen to their people that much, and I don't hear the talking points that I don't like. I'm the type of person that I'm gonna combat bad talking points. Like when I went on Tariq's panel, and these people try to lie and say, "Oh, he always following Tariq and going up on this panel trying to talk to him." I said, I literally have only been on Tariq's panel one time. He made that video. And after that, I made videos, 3 or 4 videos to respond to uh and say that I'm always over this. People are liars. She said, "Yo, Sam, keep doing your thing for you and the people. One thing, my name is Justin, but my mom said it's like the name for me. My dad's side are Sioux. I heard my mom's side is Cherokee." And see, appreciate that, Jr. And so, with that being said, see, that's what we're fighting against. We're fighting against two things: erasure and reclassification again. Because any new name is still another reclassification. People are gonna say, "Well, we got to chose it this time." You Nobody chose it. Tariq came up with it in the framework. Everybody's clung. Now that people are starting to learn more, some are going away, some are still going, but it wasn't something that everybody chose either. But I don't like it's not that look, if you just wanted to create a group that was a political activist group called FBA, and y'all went around and y'all just did y'all thing, talking about politics and black this, black that, perfectly fine. Perfectly fine. Do what you do. But when you start advocating for new names to go on the census, because I've I've been following them for years. they have been advocating and have tried many times to get FBA or have told Reagan has said, "We should try to get FBA on the ballot, on the, census forums and stuff like that." And he also talked about free both of those are reclassifications. Now, you can say, "Hey, ignore it, Sam. Don't worry about what they got going on." But when the multitude of people from our side start to gravitate towards reclassified new terms, it gets accepted. Now, I can still register myself as an American Indian. I'm just gonna check that box like always, right? I can still do that, and they can check the new box, right? But what is it doing? It's further wasting the time of getting to the truth of people doing their real genealogy to figure out who they really are. And do you have to claim American Indian? This is my and also I'll say this. Chief Natural tried to say, the only way you can be, Indian, he kept saying Native American too, and it's crazy how these people come from our side every single time. Now they're calling me a native, and I'm saying that I'm trying to do things for natives. He's just trying to tie it back to excuse me, but before, you know completely different from what we were talking about between the 2. How y'all trying to tell and actually, the prophet actually said, these are the words prophet said. He said, "Who cares about those old tribes, Sam? You can't find and tie your name back to these old tribes, Sam. Why the hell are you gonna worry about that, Sam?" As soon as he said that, I said, "Well, there's the erasure. There's the erasure mindset right there." Because I got people who followers of me who call themselves Kabbalists, Shakura, Kusabos, Katafachikwe, I got people that have tied themselves back to Copper, the Chippewas, the Potawatomis. I got people, the Ojibwas, the Powhatans, all of these race names. In fact, there's a list. Let's see if I can find it. I know I can. I see. I thought I heard something. What is being why do I hear that? Why do I hear myself? Hold on, y'all. Okay, it just stopped. I think I had my live stream open in the back. No, no, it's still going. What the hell? Y'all hear it too. Oh, let me change my output. That's wild. Hold on. It didn't do this before. I'm just gonna lower this. Whatever. Okay, because I'm not playing anything that I need to hear right now anyway. Okay. So, yo, the audio scratchy every few seconds. I hope it gets better. What's wrong with the mic, brother? Hopefully it's about to start getting better. Let me know if it's better for you. Somebody do one in the chat. Not in the chat. Better for you. Let me know. Out of here. Let me know if y'all good on the audio. What you did sounds good right now. Okay. Okay. Yeah, and I was hearing some feedback, and I don't understand why. But let me do Yamasi. So, and people want to say, "Oh, you're not doing anything for it." These people don't know how many sources I looked at to say, compiled, went through, and really, I ain't got to prove that. You know how many people, how many real historians and people with real degrees and people with real things giving me hella props, like giving me not just props, like bowing down somewhat to me over like nigga, I can't do it. You up, and then you hear some, you ain't doing that. You ain't even, you ain't teaching Now you somebody say, "You got that basic elementary information." Oh, okay, alright. Basic elementary information, yep. What the hell let me go to my I got some basic information. It's elementary. I got it organized in goddamn folders. You know, who does that? Who does shit like that? You know, because, my if you go to this and Imma see if I can find this. This is in, archives.gov. I had found it before. It'll tell you that the Yamasee, no federal records are available, and they appear from historical records from 1720. Yeah, I can show you in books in the 1800s, in the books in the 1700s, 1800s. I can show you them in newspapers talking about the Yamasee in late let me find something. You know, like these books right here, this book is from 1794, and inside of it, you will see them talking about the Yamasee. Let me somewhere, but oh yeah, there you go. Yamasee. Oh, historical records, Catawba's right there. Historical records, creeks, and different ones. But historical records are no longer available for these folks. No, I mean, y'all was talking about them in the newspapers. There's the Catawba's being talked about in the news mission school. Okay. So the Catawba Indians, all right, being sent out to mission school. Now some of your now have been separated up. Yeah, what is going on today? Said that is cognitive dissonance. Yeah, it still sounds like the mic not plugged in all the way. No, I hear what you're saying. Let me man, and I wanted because what's crazy is when I was just listening to it and I could hear myself, it seemed like it was coming through fine. Let me see what it sounds like. Wait. Boy, they didn't want me to come in today. Came in with the heat. They're like, "Nope, slow you down." I see. Okay. Maybe I'm, too close to the mic. I see what you're saying. I see what you're saying. Let's see if it clears up if I stay back from the mic. I see. Okay. Let's too close to the No, it's still kinda doing it. It's still kinda doing it. Let's see if it clears up. Give me 2 seconds. Let me plug in the cables here. It's still kinda doing it. Let's see if it clears up. Give me 2 seconds. Let me plug in the cables here. Boy, this is whack as hell. We're gonna try this again, and if not, I'm going to plug in another microphone, uh, and we're gonna get it going that way. Let's see if it clears up real quick. I'm gonna keep talking until it comes through and make sure that it's coming through okay. So far, it sound like it's seems like it's messing up even more still. I mean, God damn. Seems like it's messing up even more still. All right, y'all. Check 1 2 1 2. Check 1 2 1 2 1 2. Check 1 2. Check. Check 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2. Check. 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 Check 1 2. All right, y'all. This is gonna be it. All right, y'all. This should do it right here. And I hate to use this one. I don't know what's going on with my Rode mic. Check 1 2. I don't know what's going with the Rode mic. All right, y'all. All right, y'all. Still distorted. Gonna be it. It started. It's about to start coming through good now. Let's see. I'm looking at. I'm hearing it now. This should do it right here. And I hate to use this Rode mic. I don't know. All right, y'all. It's about to start coming through good now. All right. I'm gonna start talking. And I'm gonna monitor it. All right, y'all. Y'all really sticking with me. I appreciate you. This is crazy. All right. I'm gonna start talking. I'm gonna monitor it. I think we're good. Okay, I think we're good now. All right. So let's just get into the talking. I'm gonna keep going. So we're talking about Yamasis. We're talking about erasure. We're talking about all of that. And when you look in here, you're gonna see that we have these Baptist Catawba Indians here. Now they would say the Catawbas were. Let's just get into the talk. So we're talking about erasure. We're talking about. Okay. All right, y'all. All right. Seems to be fine. The quality is nowhere near as good, which is why I like to use the XLR mic. People do these little mic. I mean, and this is the DJI, expensive one. As y'all can tell, the quality. I got another better. Appreciate that, Carmen. Appreciate that. All right, cool. So we're gonna rock with this for now, and I'll try to keep it pointing up to where it's not pointing at my face. Or let me see if I was to even hold that shit. Uh, I ain't got a problem with it. 'Cause sometimes when it's AC is not pointing at you, whatever. So I want y'all to be able to hear me pretty good. Might be able to just clip it on here. Let me also just hear. It sounds like it's still happening. Is it still happening, you guys? Okay, all right, y'all. All right. Seems to be is nowhere near as good. Let's see. People do these. Somebody just said doing it again, bro. Expensive when I can tell. Yeah, it's still doing it now. This is wild. Let me. I don't know what the hell is going on. All right, cool. So we're gonna rock it now, and I'll try to keep it pointing up to where it's not pointing at. Let me see. Uh, my bad. I'm looking at me looking at it. It's a delay. Fuck yeah, it's still happening. I want y'all to be able to hear me. Hold on, I got one more thing. Here, let me also just hear. Somebody just said doing it again. All right. So I've just switched out my audio input. Not that y'all care, but I mean y'all care. but camera through XLR, and then I went through its 3.5 jack with my wireless, and it was still doing it. So I'm eliminating even going through the camera. I got an audio interface. You plug in USB, and I have my camera. I mean my microphone going through it, and switch the inputs. If the shit is still happening, it's gotta be goddamn restream. Hold on, let me listen. I got one. So I've just switched out my audio input. Not that y'all care. This might have done it. But nope. Nope. XLR, and then I went through its 3.5 like with some's playing, and it was still doing. Some's playing games. And when I heard this on the live streams before, I literally thought it was the microphone. And so I was really just looking at it like, maybe I done dropped the microphone a few times. Said it's just YouTube having a problem. See, it's hard for me to know if it's happening on Twitter because it won't let me see. I can't see. Oh, live. It is now showing me live on Twitter. Hold on. Dropped the microphone a few times. Said it's just YouTube. Now it's happening on my it's happening on Twitter right now too. I can't see. Oh, it is now showing me live on Twitter. Hold on. That's wild. That's wild. That's wild. Now it's happening on my. I just on Twitter right now too. I just said I was gonna go live every day after I get off my band. That's wild. And now I got this shit happening. That's wild. That's wild. Now it's happening on my. It's. I just on Twitter right now too. I just said I was gonna go live every day. It seems to be like it might be fine. Let's see. And now I got this shit happening. That's wild. That's wild. All right, y'all. So as soon as we get some good technical, yeah, exactly. It seems to be like it might be fine. I think it might be fine right now, though. Yeah, exactly. I think it's good. I think it's good. I'm gonna start to continue for now. It is, yeah. I'm gonna start to continue without this playing in the back, and as soon as it starts, let me know. I don't know. I may have to try a different. Right now, I'm using Google Chrome, which is that's their preferred. I might try Safari. Uh, I might try. I say a different computer, but I might be able to do restream from my iPad. It's got a USB C, and as long as it can recognize my camera through that USB C, I might be able to do it through there. Just to try a different device altogether. Maybe it's my computer. I'm a oh yeah, technical support rep from back in the day. I used to do all kind of little technical, job, little or over the phone technical support type shit in call centers. I did that a lot of my time. The proper education always correct causes elevation. What's up, Charles Johnson? Yeah, yeah, yeah. So we might be good. Let me just kind of chime in. Let me chime in and see. Still doing it, man. That's wild. That's wild, y'all. And I done been on this for 20 minutes. Um, let's take the wireless on. Hold on. Put straight wire. All right, straight wired, whole nother thing, like a lapel mic. We're gonna see if this does any kind of good or if we're gonna get the same thing. This is three different microphones, two different audio interface. So far, it's pretty loud. I'm gonna see if it continues or gets garbled or whatever. This is pretty damn pitiful, is what it is. But right now, it seems like it might be fine. I appreciate y'all being my little test dummy right now today to get this goddamn audio right. Right now, it's seeming okay on this wired connection, but it's wired off another interface. I was wired before through the XLR through my mic. I mean, through my camera. I think I'm good. I think it's good. Okay. I think it's good first to believe we are still here. Shout out to the chat. Appreciate y'all, man. Y'all some troopers. Y'all my folks, man, for real. All right, let me stop this. I think it really is good, which is really odd still and makes me mad because it's like, what's wrong? I know all this equipment is not bad. So I'm gonna have to figure out what the hell is up with that. But let's get into the damn game. Hell, fuck it. I done held y'all up this long. You think I'm gonna let y'all go without some game? Hell, I deal with that later. Hell no. And then I have to go. I'm gonna just go deal with some other stuff. Okay, okay. What up, folks? You know what I'm saying? What's that? Not just play. Oh, we here, man. We back, and I think the audio is straight. Let me just double check one more time. All right, we good. Yeah, that's the so far. So, y'all, if it happens, throw a one in the chat, and then I'll see that come in instantly. And we'll go from there. We'll go from there, man. Because there's something I do want y'all to see today. In fact, I'm gonna get off the phone. I done calmed down now that they done banned the nigga. I done had technical difficulty after technical difficulty. I can't even be mad no more. You know, I don't. It's like yeah, I'm just all calm and shit now. It's all. That's it. Maybe the universe wanted it. It wanted it to be. But I do want to show you all some new receipts. This one in particular. Let me shoot it over to my iPad, my old iPad, I should say. AirDrop, iPad. All right. And some of you may have watched the video, but not maybe not because it hadn't been out that long. Okay. So we're gonna go in on some real shit. Okay. What people come here for, what y'all love about this channel, which is I'm here to show you what I find every time. I'm not here to talk about it. I'm here to show about it. So we're going into now. I did do a video on this, but we're gonna go in a little bit deeper. Let me see how long we go into this. Let me also just double check TikTok. See, I already know they're not gonna appeal my motherfucking. Probably not gonna win the appeal on the TikTok. I mean, the nigga was going off, but still, let me just double check. You know, I had to, but we're gonna go into Oglethorpe because as I talk about it, we're gonna talk about the Indians and how the in wait a minute. Oh, no, still says suspended. Okay. Okay, so whatever. So we're gonna talk about the Indians now and how Indians were pitted against each other. Now, I also showed this book in the video, which is let me just send it over here. I kinda just came in and wanted to go off and was not prepared, but all of these receipts are right here, readily available on my phone. Should be, yeah, that one. Where's this this one. Alright, to the, iPad. So, we're gonna talk about how the Indians were pitted against each other. Let me do one other thing. Sorry, y'all. I swapped iPads and iPhones, and on top of that, the iOS updated on these things. So now I'm just trying to look for my damn recently saved. There we go. And it's still here we go. Right here. Let me send this over here too. All right. So now let's get into okay. So it's the reason why we go into these things is so we can figure this out even more, right? So this was a book that I was reading called A Historical Account of the Rise and Progress of the Colonies of South Carolina and Georgia, done by Alexander Hewitt. How did I even find this book? Because Alexander Hewitt down there at the bottom was mentioned in several articles. In fact, there was let me just do this. Hewitt, he was mentioned in this article where they talk about in fact, this was the article I went up on the live stream with to show that our people were being kidnapped and shipped off, as slaves to the West Indies. Indian gets another purpose, purchased from friends, encouraged the purpose, right here, them to bring captives to Charleston for the purpose of the transportation to the West Indies. But let me show you another one. This one right here, which says, "When these troubles were in their earlier stages, and Mr. West was governor of South Carolina, he concluded that the best method of defense was to capture as many Indians as possible and sell them into slavery into the West Indies. A price was affixed for every Indian who the settlers might bring to Charlestown." So we know exactly Charlestown people being sent off to the West Indies, Indians, and we have a dude with the name Huwat, Alexander Huwat, and I looked him up and I found his book, right? And in his book, it talks about, hey, before this time, the Carolinians had found out about the policy of setting one tribe of Indians against another. Not policy, but they found out how to set one tribe against one another on purpose of uh, in purpose to save themselves. And so, in order to save themselves from the Indians that they're scared of, they would put people against each other. Like, "Hey, man, go get them niggas over there." You know what I'm saying? "Yo, don't you don't like them?" You know what I'm saying? We always been cool with you," type shit. By trifling presents, they offered them presents like little biatches. They purchased their friendship of some tribes, whom they employed to carry on war with others, which not only diverted their attention from them, but encouraged them to bring captives to Charlestown for the purpose of transportation to the West Indies. Okay, so we know that we're talking about the same. This source corroborates the source from the newspaper, right? So that's two sources saying this. Now that's what it is. Now it tells you that they were putting each other against each other, but it really doesn't give us details. Well, in this newspaper article from whoops, my bad, I know I'm making y'all dizzy. Ah, damn it. Newspaper article from 1733, right? We're gonna go into about Oglethorpe. Now I've done videos. Some of you all have seen the videos about Oglethorpe. And when you go and look, at who Oglethorpe is, just to kind of give you a slight idea, where it one of the things about Oglethorpe is he founded, like foundational Black Americans, founded the Georgia colony 200 years uh, after who? Lucas Vasquez de Ayllon. The same Lucas Vasquez de Ayllon in 1526 on what? The FBA flag, right? Because that's the story they wanna go with. Ain't it funny? So you got I didn't know that. I get to kick it with y'all a little bit longer. It's all good, Common. You didn't tell me it was your birthday! Exclamation point. You know I'm bad with remembering. LOL. Period. No, have fun and Tuesday. All right. Uh, I was supposed to be going somewhere tonight, but her friend just came over for her birthday, and I'm bad with birthdays. I ain't gonna lie, y'all. I'm horrible. I'm horrible with names, let alone birthdays. You want me to remember the day you got born? Nigga, I'm trying to remember how old I am right now, nigga. Am I 42 or 43? Oh, somewhere around. But okay, so the same thing that's on that because that is the story Tariq found and wants to go with. Right? I don't go with our people starting in 1526 with Lucas Vasquez de Ayllon, nor do I go with the idea that these people that he brought over some slaves with him or whatever like that. That's not really the case. When you look at the expeditions, like the Archenega expedition, I can show you one guy here, and I might as well show you better than I can tell you. These people that were brought in by the Spanish, a lot of them, they were free blacks. All of, in fact, when I saw this dude put this up here, which I'm about to show you, he didn't show me any slaves in this damn in his assessment on the type of people. Let me see if I can find it here for you. And this is a Library of Congress uh, historian. Here he is. Let me see if I can find it. He has a screen or overhead thing that he puts up about it. Right here. Confirmed black property owners in 1764 Florida, St. Augustine. Okay, let me pause it so I can zoom in. St. Augustine, 1764. They even have some names here. Tomas Cristio Toma, Pedro de Leon, Lieutenant Antonio Joseph Elixio, Ignacio Rosso. Now, people will tell you that we mix with these folks, but when have you seen some of your folks with the last name Cristia Tomo or, Elixio? There might be some Ortegas out there. There might be a couple of Ortegas, and but they don't list them all, though. They don't list them all here. But uh, find it funny, and also, let's see, he shows that these are areas where they landed, shows Black Creole Chino baptisms, actually. Wow, you know what? I haven't looked at this in a while. Notice these baptisms, it says Black Creole Indio Chino baptisms, right? But this is between 1735 1763. I'm so glad. Let me screenshot this. I'm so glad that I came back to this because notice where all these baptisms are happening. 494 there, 135 there, 2 up there, 1 up there, some down here, right? Well, do you remember? Who remembers the document that I've been showing? Let me get out of this. That's an amazing source. Who remembers this right here? Where is this from? The Carolinas. What were they doing? It was the center for starting the propagating of the gospel to other foreign parts after this time. This came out in 1740 something. Let me find the actual full thing right here. It came out in dang, I could probably I know I could find the date because I took a screenshot with it on there. Right here, 1743, right? This came out in 1743 saying, "Hey, we're about to start propagating this Bible amongst the Negro and the Indians." Some of those Negroes were who? Not only could they have been the Briton loyalists who were there from the Book of Negroes, right? We got a couple of confirmed Negro type of Negroes here. In fact, let's dive into that real quick. We got a couple of confirmed type of Negroes as I try to find out my damn source. Not that. Right here. You got the Book of Negroes, right? Which in the National Archive records, the Book of Negroes, inspection roll of Negroes being shipped out. What does it say? It says that the Book of Negroes is from 1783 historical document, listing over 3,000 black loyalists, formerly enslaved people who were evacuated from the British forces of New York into Nova Scotia. In Germany, they call them black loyalists or Briton loyalists. It doesn't say it on here. You have to look further, but they were called Britain loyalists. Somewhere you got to find it. But either way, so think about this. You had those Negroes here before 1793 coming from the Europe area, but you also had the I didn't save that. I should have got a screenshot. Let me go back. Let me go back. Let me get that because I need that screenshot now. That's gonna come in handy to tell this story as well. Because when you tell the story of all the type of Negroes that are there, now it makes sense of who's been being mixed around to a degree. Or not that you were mixing really like doing the nasty and having babies, but just kinda y'all just kinda living with each other kind of mix. This might be it. Yeah, now this shows the breakdown of Archenaga's expedition going out there, and it shows you these are the kind of people, they would come from Andalusia, all of these are pretty much in Spain. I think they might have shown 1 or 2 from the I thought I saw some from the northern coast of Africa, but I don't even see that. Look at this, yeah, here's the map of all the people from that expedition coming from these locations. I see the Canary Islands, I don't see Africans. Now this one I was about to say, but I thought I remembered something. Now this one touched a few Africans, possibly, as you see this one, in this it shows some people but notice the type of part of Africa they touch, right? The piece that's right there below them, like hold on, let me screenshot that too. As if it's not hard to move from across this way, right? So, were they real Africans right here? Yeah, whatever, yeah, whatever. But for the most part, you saw in that expedition, a lot of those people were listed up here, here, right? But let's look at the other one that I wanted to get right there. So, with this right here, you have confirmed let me do this too. You got confirmed black people who came in with the Spaniards. Let's look at an actual map so you kinda get an idea on what we're talking about. So you got confirmed so-called black people right here in St. Augustine, okay, right there, right? And they're the Spaniard blacks, but you also have confirmed so-called blacks up here no, by Charleston, not Savannah, by Charleston, okay, as we've seen with other things. Now that Book of Negroes, had people coming up from New York, area as well. Well, I say as well. They say they was in this New York area, but I'm gonna say that if they're there and there's 3,000 of them up there, I'm sure that they're there in South Carolina too. Same as those melanated ones down there in St. Augustine, okay? But I don't that's a slight bit of conjecture, but for the most part, we know that there was Negroes here, okay? So, now, starting to think about this whole thing of Lucas Vasquez came over with some slaves, and they started the colony of San Miguel del Guadape. Now let me show you that. Before, Oglethorpe came out there. So you got Lucas Vasquez de Albion. It says that where is it at? San Miguel del Guadape. Albion established San Miguel del Guadape, right? Well, what's funny about this is this word Gualdape, because in another book, Gualdape, this is why we do history over here. The story of the letter of Hernando de Soto from 1520 something. If you were to read it, let me give him a little pointer here. It will tell you that when they came, let's see, let me give it. So it says Lucas Vasquez. You got Lucas Vasquez right here, right? Let me make this a little wider. And it says so the auditor Lucas Vasquez, a resident of San Domingo, and six other townsmen of his, I think, left with their vessels, of which some Indians of the islands of Yega at the end of the Lucayo Islands gave account. To see the river, the land of Santa Elena, where the Geechees are, right? 7 leagues of the north of these is a town which, instead of pronouncing it Oritza, they called it Chicora. Okay? Instead of pronouncing it Oritza, they who went there called it Chicora. So technically, Oritza, and you know what I'm just realizing that? I thought Chicora, which Chicora did become the official first name of it, but the official real first name of it, according to this, was Aritzia. And it says, and as of the other town, Wale, they said Waldape. So what they said, the Spaniards couldn't pronounce Wale. So they called the area Waldape. That's how they pronounced it. So what I'm trying to get to is this is why we do history, right? Because coming back to that source, go so many things back. Not that one. This one. Coming back to this source, now you can read it a little bit differently because Lucas Vasquez de Albion established San Miguel del Guadape on Sapelo Sound, where the Geechees are, and McIntosh County, which eventually it becomes McIntosh County. Well, you got to know who McIntosh is. McIntosh was over the Creek Indians. McIntosh was unalived because he signed the treaty. Let me just show you. Creek Indian Chief McIntosh, a supposed half breed who came over here and really caused a lot of havoc, to be honest with you. And they ended up unaliving him for signing away their land. And that's the so-called drawing of them. But the main things to go with here is that Lucas Vasquez de Alian established something before the Creek sellout established a county. So you have a few things of erasure. You have San Miguel del Guadape, which erases Wale, and knowing Wale, you know that that's really a language, but you know the Wale Indians. So that's who was there first, right? Then the Spaniards come there, melanated, as well as maybe possibly some non-melanated, and they set up San Miguel del Guadape because they can't pronounce Wale. Fast forward, Oglethorpe comes in, okay, and eventually founds it. I gue I guess the Spanish didn't found it, so Oglethorpe found it, even though I guess there was Indians there too, right? And then eventually the Creek chief comes in, the fake Creek chief, and establishes McIntosh County, further erasing Weldape, further even more so erasing Wale, because do they talk about this being Wale in here in the official, Georgia history website? No, that's called erasure. That's why we do this. That's why we continue to go hard. So, yeah, that's where WAP came from. Exactly, Kawhi. The Book of Negroes has people from South Carolina as far as Jamaica. Oh, really? I need to go look even deeper because I remember looking at it back in the day. I'm gonna go look in because it's full of a lot of their destinations and stuff. So I'm gonna check that out for sure. So what you have here is still a situation where the erasure has happened. That's what I was trying to remember. So I'm just trying to get y'all to see where the erasure goes, because then somebody will sit here like Prophet and say, "Who cares about Wale? You know that's so far long ago. Who cares?" That's why we do this. Hold on. That's why they did what they did, which was to erase us. Do you think I want to help them do that even further? This is exactly when the Spaniards got there, at least they tried to call it Wale to a degree, right? The Spaniards came in and said, "Well, we'll call it San Miguel del Wale or Waldape because we can't pronounce it." But then when Oglethorpe came, he said, "No, we just gonna call this area Georgia, whatever, whatever." And then next thing you know, the Creek chief calls it McIntosh County. Yeah, yeah, fuck this Waldape thing. We'll call it after me. The, YT fake ending. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Now I'll go down in history, and y'all don't need to worry about all that stuff that happened before. So, this is why we do this. So now let's go into the newspaper clipping. Um, Now that we've established for sure Indians and Negroes, right? So let's go to these newspapers. So we're talking about Oglethorpe here. Now we're gonna go down here. Let me give him a little pointer. Go with a green, money green. Uh, all right. So it says we're gonna start Mr. Wiggin. Whoops. Mr. Wig man, Mr. Wiggin, the interpreter with the chief men of the Lower Creek nations, were come down to treat of all the alliance of the new colony. The Lower Creeks are a nation of Indians. Now let's listen to that again. The Creeks are a nation of Indians, meaning the Creeks are made up of multiple tribes, like this tribe, other tribes, Shawnees later, Ushies as well later, maybe not even later, but at some point, right? It is a nation, and the reason why I'm going into that is because Prophet didn't understand that, right? You get erased because of people's stupidity as well. He's like, "Ain't nobody talking about trying to find no creek and this and that. You can't even tie yourself to no creek." I'm like, "Yeah, but when you can tie yourself to a creek is a nation of tribes." And I know people who have tied themselves to Catawbas, maybe some Cahuitas. I believe that's Ogeechis, to be honest with you, but it says Alcichis in a sense or something like that. Um, Eufaula, there's some people that have tied their folks back to these things, and you gotta think, they've been trying to erase this stuff for a long time, and you're still able to tie yourself back. That gives me even more so galvanization. Whoops, gives me even more galvanization to want to continue to go hard, uh, about this topic and about this erasure because we do have the documents. We have a lot of the proof, and the last thing we wanna do is ignore that proof. But let's keep going. It says, "Who formerly consist" the Lower Creeks are a nation of Indians who formerly consisted of 10, but now are reduced to 8 tribes. See how I said that? Creek is not a tribe, it's a nation, okay? Reduced to tribe count, uh, who have each their different governments and are allied together and speak the same language. They claim from the Savannah River as far as to St. Augustine. So as I showed y'all, and somebody told me today it's about 200 miles, but it says these people claim lands from Savannah to St. Augustine. That's that whole mostly Geechee coast. Geechee's might coast might still go up a little bit further up here towards Charleston's, but still, they control down there Savannah all the way to St. Augustine. All right. And again, there were melanated folks from Europe and different parts of Europe in each area coming up on their coast, coming up in their areas. Okay. And it says, and up the Flint River, which falls onto the Bay of Mexico, all the Indians inhabiting this tract speak the same language. Tomochichi, the Miko, which means chief, and the Indians of the Yamacraw are of the nation and language are of the nation and language, right? Mr. Oglethorpe received the Indians in one of the new houses that afternoon. Houses. They were as follows. So now it's going to tell us uh, which tribes they are. So you have the Coweta tribe. You even have names. Yahulaki. I wonder if they got that website named Yahoo from an Indian. Yeah, I know they like to play games. An Indian king or Miko, right? Esobu, warrior, emperor of the Creeks, another person, whatever. Uh, from the tribe Cusetas, you got the tribe Osichis, which could be Ogeechis, possibly. We know the rivers, right? And there was a person called Ogeese that it's either an F or an S. It looks like more of a silent S, not silent, but a low S. So I think that's Ogeese. But it could be Ogifi, but I'm pretty sure that's Ogeechee, right? The Miko, working, the Chihas with a person named Athula Taboa, okay? And you have the Ishetas or whatever, Chuta Bichi or whatever, the Palachakulas, Gilauti, whatever, and the Champa. I don't know why I did that. The Compas, whatever, and Coos, whatever. But you get to see these, right? So let's go to the next. So we're talking about creeks. We're talking about different tribes. We're talking about the Creek Nation of tribes. We're talking about that southeast coast as well as going back toward the Mississippi River. So I'd have to look at how wide that was. But now it says right here, we're going to go for it. It says a very tall old man stood out and with a graceful action and in a good tone, made a long speech, which was interpreted by Mr. Wiggin and Mr. John Musgrove, and was to the following purpose. He first claimed that the lands to the southward of the river Savannah as belonging to the Creek Indians. Says next, he said that though they were poor and ignorant, he who had who had given the English breath had given the breath also, that he who had made both had given more wisdom to the white men, and they were firmly persuaded that the great power which dwelt in heaven and all around and all the spreads of the hands. They're basically saying these people, whatever, yeah, sent by God, whatever, whatever. Okay, let's go for it. Says introduction of them, the wives and children. Says that therefore, and they gave up freely their right to the land which they did not use to themselves. Basically, they're talking about they gave up some land. So these Creek Indians gave up some of this land to these white tea folks that had came over here supposedly. Uh, and it says that here, this was not only his opinion, but the opinion of the 8 towns of the Creeks, each of whom, having consulted together, had sent some of their chief men with skins, which is their wealth. So they sent them with some skins, which is their wealth. He then stopped the chief men of each town, brought up a bundle of buckskins, and laid 8 bushels from the 8 towns and stuff. So basically, they're giving Oglethorpe all these gifts. Okay, the Creek Nation. Uh, and the Creek Nation, I'm gonna show you in a little bit, was known to have the Yamasee held as slaves later on after the war between the Watees, the Creeks helping, Cherokees helping against the Yamasees. It's a whole ordeal. But we'll get, we might get to that. It says he then said those were the best thing they had, and therefore gave them with a good heart. He then thanked him for his kindness to Mochichi Biko and the Indians, to whom he said was related, and said that though Tomochichi had been banished from his nation, that he was a good man and had been a great warrior, and it was of his wisdom and courage that the banished men chose him as king. Banished men chose him as king. He said that they heard that the nation of the Cherokees had killed Englishmen, and that uh, if he would command them, they would enter their whole force into the Cherokee country, destroy the harvest, and unalive the people, and get revenge for the English. Okay, so you're talking about Tomochichi, you're talking about these people talking about taking up the white folks. Okay, but these people were banished men. Now, if you didn't see the video, let's look at these not so called, but these banished people. Let me send this sheet over. Let me send this. There we go. I had to translate this book, and I have a page of the book. I believe I know which book it is, but at the same time, I'm probably gonna have to research for the actual book because y'all know me. I like to show where I got this book from. But right here in this book, it was written long, long ago, which is why I translated. But you'll see this line where it says, "They said, whoops." They said they have no private property. No, wait. They live peaceably with their neighbors. There are no thieves or murderers among them. Okay. He who commits violence is expelled or banished, right, from the community and forced to live in the woods until he soon perishes. Thus preserves the peace amongst them without law or punishment. So we didn't have to have uh, a bunch of laws, and we still had government though, right? We seen that we have government. They had a government in these towns, but we didn't have to. It didn't have to be focused on laws. We know most people know what not to do, right? Don't mess with me, I won't mess with you. Don't touch on no kids, don't touch on no women without them asking you to touch on them. Don't take from nobody. Uh, don't run up on nobody's property unannounced. Don't unalive nobody. Like, it's pretty simple things. You don't really need to write these down, right? But I do understand modern times laws can be formulated for, like, corporate situations, citizens getting hurt at places and different stuff like that, right? But, still, you didn't really need it, and people were expelled when they were violent or were thieves in a sense, right? So, when we go back to this newspaper, and looking at Tomochichi, the king, who was banished, and the other banished men chose him as the banished king, king of the banished niggas, right? Or king of the thieves and violent people, who was also a warrior in the past, right? Now we're starting to wonder, okay, let's keep going. Why is Oglethorpe being so nice to this Tomochichi banished guy? Well, you got Tomo Chichimiko, where it says here, then came into the Indians of the Yamacraw to Mr. Oglethorpe, and bowing very low, he said, I am a banished man. Right there, okay? Whoops. I am a banished man. I came here poor and helpless. Okay? Says to look for good land near the tombs of my ancestors. Come up here, it says, and the trustees sent people here. Now you know what's funny? Trustees. Trustees. Everybody be talking about trust. Grantors, trust, trustees, but we also have newspapers. Yeah, Michelle. Fuck it. Come back. Don't forget, I mean, we can keep going back to this same one. Remember this where they say trustees, right? They're gonna hire a Negro and under the guide and direction of the proper trustees, have him go out as a schoolmaster to propagate the black gospel in the foreign parts of South Carolina or Indian territory, right? For His Majesty's colonies and everything. Negro and Indian slave. I know I'm just playing, but Christian religion, right? But trustees, huh? These trustees came into where, but you know what? Schoolmasters, trustees, Oglethorpe, Yamacraw, right? Right? What you talking about, Sam? What you talking about, Samuel? Hold on. What you talking about there, Sam? Huh. Oglethorpe University. Huh. A school named after the Yamacraws, right? The trustees of the school or over the schoolmasters come in, take over the area, create a school out of their ancient buildings because they also had buildings like this there, and another little castle-like building somewhere. I have to pull it up. Yeah, there it is. Another castle-like building, okay? That they somehow founded, right? So it's not a surprise that Oglethorpe, the trustees came in to where Tomochichi the Yamacraw started to help out the Yamacraws who were banished Yamasis, and, he also look, he instructed their children, right? You think he knew he was gonna set up this whole school, university thing? I mean, they already called themselves trustees here, right? Okay, let's keep going. Let me give him a little pointer. Alright, so it says here, "The chief men in all nations are here to thank you," uh, after they talk about all this, whatever, spoke to the deceitful, whatever, whatever. When you go down here, it says, "The chief men of the nation are here to thank you for us, and before them I declare your goodness," Mr. Oglethorpe's goodness. "And that we here are designed to unalive, for we all love your people so well." Oh, they love their SOYT folks. And I'm not 100% too mad if you were banished from a community and you did some horrible stuff, or maybe it wasn't that horrible and people were just being bad, being partial. You know, it is what it is, but and you get sent out there like that, then yeah, like now you gotta, you're gonna have to figure something out. And if the YT folks pull up, maybe you wasn't really well versed on the farming thing, and you was almost got to unalive, and they start giving you all kind of stuff and all this other stuff. I mean, you be happy with them too, right? You're gonna hate the people that banished you, uh, and you're gonna love the people that gave you a chance. But they're doing that out of deceitfulness, even though he doesn't get that. He gets deceit for something else, but he doesn't get the deceit right there. I mean, he gets that's in his face. So let's keep going. It says, "We don't know good from evil, but desire to be instructed and guided by you, that we may do well with and be numbered amongst the children of the trustees." So here you have Indians wanting to have their children be amongst the children of the trustees, and they teach them together in the schools, as we talked about, right? He sat down at Yahoo Ego and Kawita of Kawita, stood up and said, we are come 25 days journey to see you. I have been, but I have been often desired to go down to Charleston, but I would not go down because I thought I might unalive or die in a way. I'm not even on TikTok. Die in a way, but when I heard you were come and that you were good men, I knew you were sent by him who lives in heaven to teach us Indians wisdom. I therefore came down that I might hear good things, for I knew that if I died in a way, I should die in doing good, and what was said would be carried back to the next. Long story short, the Indian chief was like, "Hey, I was gonna come down there from Savannah down to, I mean, Charlestown down to Savannah or whatever, come fuck with y'all, but I thought y'all was on some bullshit and was gonna kill me. But then I heard from somebody that y'all was pretty good, so I said, fuck it, Imma come down there and, maybe me coming down there, I can kinda bridge some gaps, whatever, whatever, right?" Says, "I rejoice that I have lived to see this day, friends, whatever the nations were strong and ate." And it said the friends of the nation used to be strong and they had 10 towns. It says, "But now we are weak and only have 8 towns. You have comforted the banished." And they're saying, "Hey, you've given comfort to us, the people who were banished. We desire therefore to reconcile with our brethren who uh who are here amongst you, and we give you leave of Tomochichi, Stimachi, and whatever his name is, to call the kindred that love them out to the Creek towns that come to the town, blah, blah, blah. We must pray you recall the Yamasis, okay? That they may be buried in peace amongst their ancestors, and that they may see their graves before they die. And then our nation shall be restored again. He's saying, "Hey, we hope that you will kill these Yamasis and that you can let them see these graves of their ancestors before you do it. And then when you kill the Yamasis, then we will be able to get our towns back from 8 to 10." So they were going against the Yamasis for sure. Okay. And now they have YT folks behind them, and let's see what happens from here. He says, "After which he spoke concerning the abatement of the prices of goods and agreed upon articles of a treaty, which were ordered to be engrossed. Tomochichi invited them into the town where he passed the night in feasting and dancing. On the 21st, their treaty was signed. Now, the funny thing is, you don't really find this treaty easily within the timelines of treaties. I'm gonna go look further in one day to see if I can find it, but it's very funny that you don't really find that. But it says a lace coat. The treaty was signed. It says a lace coat, a lace hat, and a shirt was given to each of the Indian chiefs, and to each of the warriors a gun was given. Mind you, they just said they want to unalive, kill the Yamasi who banished them. But who did that? Violent people, right? So you've banished violent people. Now Oglethorpe has acted like a friend to them and is now arming them. And it says the mantle is the whatever, and that the attendants have a coarse cloth for the clothing. There is also given a barrel of gunpowder, 4 kegs of bullets, a ton, a piece of broadcloth, a 8 pipes, some curlace, whatever, guild handles, long story short, 8 kegs of rum, some more gunpowder, some more bullets. So you just liquored up and armed up a rival banished tribe in a sense, that has been put behind. So it says, much provision for each man as they please to take their journey home. The peace, concluded the care of the people and the carrying on their works being recommended to Mrs. Jenkins. So back out of here. So what we have here is the situation of people like I showed here. Whoops. Yeah, people like I showed here in this book that decided that they could put Indians against one another. Now, just saying it, you can just kind of go with it, right? But now you know some detail on how it happened step by step. Whoops. Yeah, on how it happened step by step. And and who were the ones. Now that you know that it were banished people who came after our people, it should make the infight. When you look at our people as infighting, you shouldn't look at it as such a bad way because people will always sit here and try to say you were fighting yourselves. It was your fault. We was it was against each other. Now I will say yes, we should have in essence figured out a way to come together against the YT folks. And in fact, the story goes of Mary Musgrove. Let me pull that up. No, this is what they draw her as now, but Mary uh, Musgrove, whose name was Kusa Ponakesa, and the word Kusa means strong and black in Chata. So uh, we already know what that means. And she was a Creek, but that's a Creek nation. You see, she's a Creek Indian, but that's Creek nation. She would have been a something that spoke a Muskogean language. But in the newspapers is where I found her story at first, right here. And through this story, what you find is they're talking about Tomochichi in here, and they're talking about his daughter. Let me see here. My daughter exclaimed, "Does she live?" Dancer rabbit pale faces. Vengeance, 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 vengeance. Hang their scalps. Dancer rabbit chieftain lost her daughter. I'm not gonna go through the whole thing, but I'm gonna tell you. So What it is that the Yamasees and the Yamacraws were already against each other. Obviously, now I know. Before I didn't know. Why? I was like, "Why would you?" The name sounds so familiar. Why are they against each other? Now I know they were banished. Now I also know why the name is similar too. But as they were separated, the YT folks started getting good with Tomochichi. Well, what happens is the Yamasis uh stole. I wish I could. I'm trying to see it in here. Hold on. Like it says that basically she went out to shower one day. Where she delivered pale faces, fish hot the war cry. I'd have to read the whole thing to go through it to exactly show you what it says. Uh, but what happened was the Yamasis sat there, stole her or kidnapped her, and sold her to the YT folks. Now, what happened was they went, well, it's like, why would they do that, right? Well, the Yamasis went back to the Yamakras who loved the YT folks, and they let them know, "Hey, your daughter's being sold into slavery, being kidnapped, blah, blah, blah." And they're like, "Oh my goodness." And Tomochichi is like, "My daughter, the dancing ripple is over there, whatever, whatever." And, eventually, while the Yamasi was there and they were meeting to go they were about to go out there and try to go get her, she comes back, and she's dressed in different clothes and whatever. The YT folks treated her nice. See, when I first read this, I didn't understood it. Like, why do YT folks do that? Well, the YT folks, now I know they already were playing a game. The game was to put 2 Indians against each other, and they knew they had an ace in the hole once the Yamasee tried to sell the Yamacraw chief's daughter to them. They could have had her out there as an Indian slave just like they had some others, right? But what did they do? They treated her nice and sent her right back to Tomochichi. What happened after that? They turned against the Yamasi. The Yamasi admitted to it. The Yamasi said, "Hey, you guys love these palefaces so much. I had to do something in order to make you think that they were horrible, so you would fight on our side because you are too much into them." And he ends up being almost alive. They end up he was like, "If y'all wanna kill me, kill me." And so, they start to they, uh, string him up, to a tree, start allowing the kids to, shoot arrows at him, and after several arrows, they was about to go light the fire to finish the job of burning him, but Kusa Ponakesa, Mary Musgrove, stopped and said he pretty much had enough, and they released him. He was still badly hurt from the arrow, but it's a long story, but it's actually kinda cool. And now that I know the dynamics of at first when I heard it, I was like, "Why would the Yamasees do that?" Still, that was a bold thing to try to do. I understand you was trying to get them away from the YT folks, but why would you do that? But now that I know that the YT folks was on some super deceitful shit, now it makes 100% sense why they did. They were desperate. They were trying to figure out a way to get these people to fight against them on their side against these YT folks. Unfortunately, it backfired. They ended up, taking a lot of losses and running down St. Augustine, Florida area with the Spaniards, which they started calling them Seminoles because they were running away or they were wild and unruly. They're the runaway, not because they didn't call them running away. They were called that because they was wild and unruly. But the runaways were them running away from the wars that were happening in the Charleston area from that perspired. So, that's why we look into this history. This is why we do what we do. She's trying to wow. My bad, my bad. So, um, yeah, yeah. So now this makes a lot more sense. And so I'm so glad I've been waiting. Like I've been kind of telling myself like I need to jump on this Yamasi book. I need to finish it. I need to keep getting going through my sources and matching them up and start putting words to paper. But it's been I've it's been purposeful, good reason for me to delay it. Like I can it's one thing to tell the story of the Yamasis uh through an overview in a sense, but it's another thing to break this bitch down with these sources, these newspaper articles, and everything. Show step by step who was the culprits, who was the bad players, who were the good players, who were just trying to do what they was trying to do. You know, I don't fault everybody. I don't even fault the Yamacross, even though I don't know anybody to say to tie themselves to some Yamacross, but there might be. For sure people tie themselves to some Yamasee. But I don't look at any of this history in a negative light on our people at all. We didn't know these people were coming in. Um, I just saw some people say the mic was going in and out. It said it's getting better now. Man, they bullshit, dude. Appreciate that engine radio. Yeah, they uh, but uh but yeah, so now we get to know yeah, I was saying that I don't really look at any of my people in a negative light, whether I don't give a damn if they sold slaves, whatever the case, unalived us, whatever. Like it was issues going on. I see folks from different kind of factions coming in all kind of different ways trying to make agreements, and it's hard. Think about it like this, man, you got a tribe let's say you got a tribe up in the north, and you got some Britons that done came up there, and they start trading with them, and now them niggas is getting fat off the money from the trade. I ain't mad at them getting mad at getting fat off the money. Let's say us in the South are dealing with the Spaniards, and we getting fat off the money through them. But then when the Spaniards wanna go dealing with the English or Britons, or the Britons want to expand and now they want to play these games, well, it's hard to tell the North Indians to have the back of the South Indians when when the North Indians are getting all they money and wealth and extra shit. Not all they had money and wealth. We had some shit, but they was getting extra shit, right, from these people coming from overseas. And these that's why they do what they do. They're deceitful. They get in on some deceitful this, that, and hopefully you'll play on their side and they'll pin you up against each other. And you never know, they'll probably tell lies. Those Yamasis, they're just mad because they're not paying their bills. Like we've given them buckskins and gunpowder and whatever else, whatever, and they've been owing us. And they're just not good like you good Cherokees over here, or they're just not good like you good Yamacraws. I'm sorry over here. You know what I mean? Y'all do us right. You know what I mean? We would never do anything wrong with y'all. We wouldn't do anything wrong to the Yamasis either. It's just that we got to do something about this situation, right? Right? You can see how they can come up and drum up something to get these folks to be, yeah, man. Yeah, them Yamashis do be bullshit sometimes. Yeah, yeah, man. I mean, it is money. I mean, every man need to pay their way. It's their fault. At the end of the day, it's their fault. So I mean, I gotta help you. I can see these things go down because I see these on our live stream sometimes today as we go back and forth with people to try to tell the true story. People come at me, you reading all these books and you think you know some shit. Ain't that what we supposed to do, bitches? Somebody other day said, "Yeah, y'all Indians done read a few things and think y'all know something." We're still ridiculing knowledge and how we get knowledge, while at the same time advocating and boasting out here things as if you got knowledge. So it's all good if you out here on a live stream panel talking loudly as if you read anything at all, and going on and on and on and on and on. But then when I get up there and be like, "Man, can you show a source for that?" "Oh, here y'all niggas, man, with these bullshit sources and all this other stuff, man. Y'all can't believe a nigga. Y'all on that YT stuff, and y'all trying to okay. Alright. Alright." You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna be going kinda hard against the FBAs, I ain't gonna lie. Certain FBAs. I do realize I got some FBAs. Yeah, the more you know. Exactly. And I do got some FBAs that follow me pretty tough, and those that know that's why I try to throw the word "some" every time I say it, even though they're still gonna get hit with some of these arrows, as I spew out these facts, like, I just can't do it no more, man. Like, don't get me wrong, I don't need to go up on their panels like that. But sometimes I still might, to be honest. And every time I come up, I usually keep it about the topic until people start tripping. Like earlier, like when I was talking about profit, I literally come up there with a newspaper article clipping, and I went against one of his sayings or something, and about Haiti. And I guess I misheard him wrong or whatever. And I even admitted I was like, "Oh, you said what?" I said, "Okay, well, if you said that that's what the Haitians said, blah blah blah, then I guess I misheard you." So look, I'm not opposed to admitting when I mishear something or I might be wrong from whatever debate I might be in. But then he started saying the talking point later about these people think that they can just find Indians anywhere and talking about these old tribes, and that's when I started interrupting because I will interrupt. I was like, "Yes, sir. I'm not gonna do that whole erasure thing. Yeah, saying that I'm just gonna forget about those old tribes is literally erasure." They like, damn, y'all actually read books over here. Exactly, exactly. They mad at that. Why y'all keep doing that, man? And then you want to come in here and tell me about what you read. These people are crazy. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, and oh, Prophet started to say, he started to say about erasing the Indian, or you don't care about those old tribes. And I said, see that right there is literal erasure. When you tell people who have paperwork and proof that goes back to these tribes that you're telling to forget, you're literally erasing their ancestors. I'm not erasing them. They were classified as a Negro, so they still here. Mm-mm. No, you're not gonna do that. You're not gonna take all of our contributions, naming structures, and this and that, group it into one Negro or a black thing, and say ignore the rest. I'm not saying that you don't have. I'm okay with even using the word black because I still use the word black in talking points. I try to say so called when I say it or whatever, but it's more so to be more informative about who we are as a people. Because when you start standing on the American Indian side, you don't have to go through the whole argument of I don't have African descent. In fact, after I got off their panel, they started getting and they act like they done really did something to me. In fact, I had to get down because somebody reported me. Yeah, yeah. I had to get down because somebody reported me, which is crazy because it wasn't like I was cussing like that. But well, you know what? I take that back. I did start calling Prophet a fat ass. I did say, "Shut your fat ass up." But okay, so see, I'm always gonna admit what I'm doing. Man, I'm not gonna lie to you. But he was then saying, forget those tribes. So at that point, I started saying that, and he started getting mad. No, no, Sam been following me from live stream, and he want to talk this shit and post sneak this. These niggas is mad because I used to give him so much information. You ain't gave me no information. Nigga. Throw that out, please. Just because you send it to my inbox, don't mean I use that shit. Sometimes it don't even mean I read it. Cause my inbox be having so many shares of live streams and stuff. Not that I don't care about y'all sending me stuff, but so many shares of live streams and so much stuff. I may not even go scrolling back down unless it's something current. I got so many. Let me see. Look, my TikTok thing says 353 right now on it. The red hold on, the little red notification on it right now says 353. Now, of course, a lot of those are likes and little shares and little whatevers, but I'm just like, yeah, yeah, yeah. If you think I'm about to, you not. He tried to really give himself some credit off my motherfucking shit. Yeah, yeah, yeah. We've been doing it longer than him. I was giving him game. And if you really giving me some game, I wouldn't mind, but Crawford would always be in my inbox trying to get me to go on live streams with him. Yeah, bro, we need to go on a live stream together, bro. Like, man, that video you did today, we need a live stream today. And I was cool with it. Okay, man. You know what I'm saying? Fuck it, let's do it. I'm not asking you to do a live stream. You asking me. And now he's done converted that over to let me make sure I can even see. Let me see. I don't even know if I even got the if I got the what you call it, the inbox profit still, because I don't follow him no more. So it may not even show the damn damn, I bet it ain't even gonna show profit. Yeah, his name ain't even showing in my thing. Ain't that a bitch? So just because I don't follow you, I don't get to see your DMs no more? The DMs we had? Or maybe because he changed his name spelling. Origini. No, 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 no. That's whack. That's whack. Because I want to find those. Like, I want to be like, no, no. Now, who was coming after who for information? Who was trying to get who to come up on a live stream? Who was, yeah, these people are delusional. And the biggest thing too that pissed me off was they tried to say that Chief Warhorse, I'm about to make some videos on that. That Chief Warhorse's people were Siberians. I said, oh, y'all done really took it too far. You're bad mouthing one of our chiefs who just got state recognition for the original name of the Choctaws, and it was like, "Oh, they're not even the real Choctaws." They said they're going by Chifuncta. I said, "Chifuncta is the nation. Choctaw is the race or the people." That's where he didn't even you didn't even understand that. Now he's sitting there, "No, no, no, that's not what it is. That's not what it is." Let me see if I can find it. These people are fucking morons, and then they're on other panels spreading this lies about Chief Warhorse. Yeah, I'm glad I went up there and defended. Yeah, I don't feel bad about anything that I went up there and did whatsoever, dude. Let me see if I can see. Now, so you got different things. You got Bone for Ka, okay, because the area used to be known as Bone for Ka, which was the actual land area where she stays. The nation of, I believe, Indians or the nation of whatever, the nation of tribes that we were in at that time would have been Chafunky, and we were the Choctaw tribe. Just like there was a Chickasaw tribe, and they used to be Choctaws until they split and made a Chickasaw tribe. I was trying to find the Chafunky thing that I seen recently. Somebody saved. It was before. Oh, did I see that? Hold up. I thought I got a screenshot of it. I hate the new it's like every once in a while they wanna keep changing up the way the photo albums is or the iOS, and who wants to relearn new iOSs that do the same shit but different? Because I'm still just getting to my photos, you know what I'm saying? I don't give a damn how you trying to get me there, but I hope you don't try to make me get there in more taps. It's so annoying. And what was oh, yeah, yeah. That should be pissing me off. It's like somebody needs a job, so they just recreate the entire operating system, not adding anything really new or cool, just a different way to tap. Now you don't tap at the top right-hand corner, you're gonna tap at the bottom left-hand corner now. Yeah, 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 and we're not gonna tell you where it's at. We're gonna hide it in a hidden menu, and you gotta scroll to the left to know that in order to, reveal that. It's like, "Ah, you and see that kind of shit makes me wanna throw my iPhone at the screen. I may not have gotten a screenshot. I thought I got a screenshot of it. I may not. but Chafunka was the nation. Okay, just like Creek is the nation. Okay, Creek is the nation. The tribes are Yamasis, Utes, Kawitas, Shawnees, whatever else, right? And they speak a certain language. He even said, "Yeah, you can't find no Muskogee tribe." Sir, Muskogee is a language, not a tribe. At some point, yes, white folks started calling certain people Muskogee tribe, but you don't even know the basics. The people he doesn't even know the basics, y'all. You know what I'm saying? And dude wants to sit here and tell me that I got basic information. You got the elementary school information. Y'all don't even know the basics, nigga. And when I told him on that panel too. I said, because they was gonna end that panel, and I started telling them, come to my panel. Come on over. You won't be moved a block. No, no, I'm not coming over there. I'm good. I got better things to do. This coming from the people who swear they love to debate. These two people swear they want to debate all the time with the Pan African. Oh, I got to get in there with OHF and them and show this and that and the third and come to us back later. Did y'all see what I did to the Pan Africans? Ha ha ha. Come to a real nigga. Yeah, y'all scared of a real nigga, a real Indian that stands 100% on truth. I don't give a damn of anything else, and I don't give a damn about anybody else. The truth is what I know. Have I been wrong about a couple of things? Maybe a few, but it's hard to be wrong about source when you have the sources, right? The only way I could be wrong is if I misread the source, and that's happened to go. When I read it, it's like, wait a minute, oh, that ain't what it said, and I've admitted it. I've gone back and I've admitted to people, oh yeah, I was wrong about that. I have no problems with doing that. That's the type of person you not follow, but at least get game from. Reason what I'm getting to is like Afro Elite or some of these people, Simon, all these other folks, TikTok folks, and other folks who never concede to anything. You gotta wonder about people who never concede to anything. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. If I don't have the source to back it up, I don't have the source to back it up. I got to admit it and I gotta move on. If you show me something to be like, "Hey, Sam, this happened in 1793, X, Y, and Z, and that goes against what you said." And if I don't have something that goes before that that can be on the contrary, I have to concede, and I have no problem with it. My ego doesn't hurt. Like, I get a little smidge of ego hurt. Like, "Damn, I know this nigga didn't just give me with that source." Okay, I concede. Okay, I can do it. I can do it very grudgingly, but I can do it. And that's why y'all should fuck with me and keep fucking with me. In fact, I'm gonna advocate that more people continuously tell people to fuck with your boy because that's what everybody else is doing. Everybody saying, "Hey, fuck with this person, they got right info. Fuck with that person, they got the right info. They lying. These people are lying like a motherfucker, whatever the case may be." Uh, and whatever. I look, I know I stand on truth, and I'm gonna be asking people, "Look, man, please share." Some I say that. I ain't gonna be doing all that, nigga. I'm not good at telling people, "Share my content, y'all." I'd rather tell you, "Share it to that bitch ass nigga." You know, that's me right there. That's when I tell you to share something, when I got controversy. That's when I tell y'all niggas to share something. Well, besides the controversy, yeah, yeah. I mean, you know what? I'm not gonna get on the whole share thing, but I will start going hard on documentaries. I am gonna tell y'all this is my last thing. I'm gonna get off here. Uh, on the documentaries, I want to go harder. I am gonna do a GoFundMe. It's gonna be real simple, real easy, and hopefully we can raise. And if not, I'm still gonna do a documentary. It's just gonna take a little bit more time, and we're gonna get to it. But I want to fly 5 to 6, 7 people out here to Dallas, get them all interviews, and then I also, if the money allows, left over, want to travel to certain places. Like if I can go out to Charleston, get out to Florida once, get to Ohio and Cahokia. That would be an amazing thing to add in. Get to some of this stuff doesn't need location like visuals, even though that does do great for visual effect, to make the because I'm not gonna have like reenactment scenes where people are reenacting what happened. And I am gonna have the interviews. We're gonna have tons of sources. And usually you could just have the sources come up and you like it's like zooming in as you're talking or moving to the left, panning to the right, all that little shit, as the music plays and people are talking over it. That's kinda how they do the thing. But then it's good sometimes to cut to like locations and be in the camera. Yeah, yeah, I'm here at this well, without a mic. I'm here at the such and such right now, and we see the such and such, you know what I'm saying? It gives it a little bit more extra, whatever. But I will say a lot of our sources don't really need locations. A lot of our sources are books, government documents, newspaper articles, things that I don't have to go to a library to get, things that I don't have to go down to a government facility to get. But so I don't want to waste money and things and time, but at the same time, some visuals with these locations would be nice to have in there to add to the visuals. And what I might do first is edit the film first, and it's gonna be like the first one that I want to do is a docu-series, uh, multiple different whatever. It's only gonna be like $5 to $10 to stream. You know what I'm saying? So when I ask y'all, when I say that I'm gonna be asking for a GoFundMe, something. Literally, I'm just gonna ask you to pay the $10 stream up front. You know what I'm saying? So you're not really just donate money to a random cause, but it'd be something like that. Yeah, pay $10 for the stream up front. When the stream comes out, when you get sent a link. But I also would do little extras like those who put in maybe $20 will get their name in the credits as a funder, and then those who put in like $50 would get their names in the credit as an executive producer. So it ain't gonna be nothing too crazy. And like my goal is like gonna be around like $5,000. I know that sounds crazy, but 5 to 6 flights, $300 to $400 a flight, unless I can get if I can get these niggas to fly down here on motherfucking Spirit, Frontier, you know what I'm saying? We can save Fred 150 a flight, you know what I'm saying? But I don't want to force them to do the whole, uh, Frontier thing, and so I'll do it. For me, if I ask y'all I'm going out there on Frontier, nigga, with one bag. And if I can avoid the one bag, I would, but I gotta bring my tripod in order to get steady cam video. And my tripod ain't gonna fit on the overhead bag. But my tripod, a lot of my other camera stuff can fit in the little bag. Typically, I'm not gonna be doing no multiple night stays. It's like fly to Ohio, go to Cahokia that night or that day, uh, give 'em a little film, whatever, grab a bite to eat, fly out the next day type shit, and get on to the next one. Uh, that's really how I'm looking to do it. But for the people, I want them to, probably fly them out on not Spirit, but American Airlines, whatever the case may be. And then we have an Airbnb here already. That's where my homeboy, my business partner, he has Airbnbs, and probably put him up in one of those Airbnbs, and then we'll take him down to my podcast studio. We'll do all the interviews, and then I'm gonna just have a good time. We'll have a good time that night with him. I'll show him a good time, down here in Dallas, and then ship him back off. And I have all my interviews, and then I got weeks and weeks of editing to do. Basically, it's going to be structured to where there's topple in the docu series. It's going to be the overall theme is who we are as a people. I haven't came up with a name yet for it. I'm going to be brainstorming that over some time, but it's got to be like this one is going to be like the end all be all of primary sources to prove who we are. The other documentaries are gonna be the micro stories of who we are. Each tribe has stories. Lots of people have stories. Lots of old tribes that are no longer listed, but we have people that tie themselves back, has stories. Some of these stories I find are many different stories. And then things to prove who our roots are, like let's say like okay, This one is gonna be encompassing proving who we are from A to B in a sense on major primary sources. But then there's another documentary which is gonna be about I call it like I don't wanna call it Roots because Roots is already fucked that name up. But I like it because we were root workers. We work with roots. It's the root of who we are and all that, but they done fucked that up. I'm gonna have to come up with another one. But something that talks about is gonna be talking about our culture, our ethnicity, how it's never changed over time. It has never changed. The way we talk, the food, the games, the arguments, all kinds of stuff. You know what I'm saying? You could that is its own story in itself. And all of these things need hyper attention and time dedicated per story. And we got to do this because how do you think FBA got so big? Tyreek doing documentaries, putting out 20 damn Hidden Colors. I can't lie, I heard about Hidden Colors when it was out back in the day too from people. You know what I'm saying? I never watched. I ended up eventually watching part of it. I could never watch all of his films fully. Even though I tried to I tried to watch Microphone 10 twice. I got through maybe a third of it. Not and I thought it was decent like info, but for some reason I ended up falling asleep every time. Uh, I tried to watch the Maroons movie. I may have got through a fourth of it. I think it's the reenactment scenes. I don't know. For me, it wasn't all that, but at least it's informative to a degree, right? So, but for ours, I want us to be a lot more engaged on sources, our people, telling the truth, debunking the hell out of the narratives, all that stuff. So I'm gonna get off here, man. I know I've been going on a tangent on that. Hopefully, my appeal goes through. If not, I'll still be live. You won't see me live on TikTok to the 22nd. What's this? The 19, 20, 21, 22, which is, it sucks. But I still might go live here on YouTube and Twitter side of the game. And then I'll just redo some of the stuff for my Twitter folks when they come back. So I appreciate y'all, man. Love y'all. And stay up.